Not yet. And what is up, everyone? You know who it is. You know who I am. You know what we're doing here. This is the Monday morning sports wrap up, and it's 12:45. That's about Monday for morning for us drunk old assholes over here. But look at the crew.
Yeah,
I'm not an asshole.
You also said that these people know what this show is. No, this is a brand new show. Monday morning recap. Don't start on the guy who's high is a key in television, and this is our new show. This is the Monday morning recap of
Giorgio's a fucking retard.
The weekend. We're going to start doing this on Mondays and kind of recap you on all the sporting events that went on over the weekend.
Recap my beanbag.
Yeah, we're going to recap that beanbag. Obviously, one of the top stories over the weekend was Jake Paul versus Ben Askren.
Probably number two, right? Behind Stuart Sink's.
Giorgio, he's trying to get in there, bro.
And so since that is one of the biggest stories of the weekend, UFC announcer Jon Anik will join us here and give us his thoughts. Because let's face it, nobody knows MMA better than Jon Anik. How are you, buddy?
Look at that fucking mustache, dude.
Oh, man, people are telling me it's uneven. I wish I could see you boys right now. We're doing the little carpool thing today, so I can't see you.
No worries.
No worries. It's fine. Thanks for joining us today, buddy. Hey, look, man, you watched the Jake Paul, Ben Askren fight like the rest of us, I'm sure. You had some strong feelings about it. Would you like to share those with us today?
Well, it's great to be with you as always. I would be more than happy to share my strong feelings. They don't really differ from the feelings I had before the fight. You know, essentially you're talking about sending in there a fighter in Ben Askren who is ubiquitously regarded as one of the worst strikers in MMA. And he's not even an active fighter. He's been on a couch for 18 months and had a recent hip replacement surgery, which is not something that 25, 27-year-old primal athletes are routinely having. So I just am trying to alert some of the masses out there that think that all of us MMA fans or UFC people are crying in our Cheerios this morning. It's not that. All I'm saying is that I can literally name 400 UFC fighters who probably would be a betting favorite against Jake Paul, many of whom boxing is not even their first skill set. So I'm intrigued by Jake Paul, but not against Ben Askren. That was one of the easiest bets I've ever placed in my life.
Same. Look, I put $1,000 on it. I was one of the only people on the program who did that. I thought the same things that you did. In your mind, who would be the guys to put up against him that would bring in the numbers? Because the pay-per-view numbers were a banger, and this is going to continue to happen, obviously, until one of them gets absolutely crushed into another universe. In your opinion, who are the MMA guys out there that you would put up against Jake Paul that would actually win?
Well, therein lies the issue, Ross, because if you're talking about a high-profile fighter, chances are maybe they're on a level that would be Jake Paul biting off more than he can chew, right? Like Kendall Gill, the former NBA player, I'd imagine his name at some point has been injected into your conversation, maybe not. But to what extent does he move the needle compared to a guy like Ben Askren? You know, I've had people calling me all day and hearing from UFC fighters, you know, maybe lower profile guys like Sean Woodson out of St. Louis, who is an outstanding boxer. You know, I don't know if that guy, limited on MMA experience, would be, and he has pro boxing experience, by the way. I don't know if that would be a guy that would, pique Jake Paul's interest. That's the issue, is finding somebody who is on the level that would interest Jake Paul that also has some sort of profile that's going to move the needle. I don't know that there's an obvious answer.
How do you feel about Dylan Dennis? I mean, obviously that's the big name coming across. He was supposed to fight the fight first. He's getting that knee replacement surgery. See him sparring recently. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. You know, again, I would maybe prefer somebody who has a little bit more boxing chops, but I think Dylan Dennis makes a lot of sense, you know. But again, like, there's no Jake Paul hate coming at me. You know, I picked him to win the fight. I'm intrigued by him. I've heard from hundreds of people today who suggest that not only is he training hard, but he's training well and faring well and committed. So I'd like to give him every benefit of every doubt. I just would like to see him fight somebody that can challenge him, you know, trotting Ben Askren out there. I mean, I love the guy, but I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, look, I know personally on the inside, we have some mutual friends with Jake. They actually had tried to get a higher caliber of an opponent. Obviously, they went after McGregor for a while. And
McGregor would fucking take him apart.
Well, look, and he's also training for Poirier, and that deal is signed. But I know that Jake Paul's camp waited to the nth hour and then felt like they were kind of stuck with Ben Askren. Certainly with that knockout that was seen around the world, it helps him and his brand and him going forward. What I had mentioned to Dan about after that fight was publicity-wise, I'm not sure there is a big enough name other than McGregor that would bring in those type of pay-per-view numbers on the next one.
Right. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. Tyron Woodley, right, as you guys know, former UFC welterweight champion, and he was a big part of, talking points on Monday morning after this whole thing went down. Would that be a guy that would move the needle to enough of an extent for Jake Paul to want to take off that type of athletic challenge? I don't know the answer to that, but I do think Tyron would probably be a 3 or 4 to 1 favorite.
Yeah, I agree. Tyron Woodley would be a great one.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Somebody probably. Jake boxes in what would effectively probably be the middleweight UFC division, weight-wise.
Right.
And I think that might be a bit much for him.
Yep.
Because you're talking about...
And again, I'm all for
Izzy
guys making money. I know money factors prominently into this, and it should. But Jake Paul strikes me as a guy that does want a competitive challenge, to Ross's point. And Lord knows there are plenty of them out there. So I think this was strategic. It was not competitive as most of us expected. But I'd really like to see him challenge himself and be tested and have to go back to that stool and go to that deep, dark place that a lot of our fighters live in.
What about a boxer, though? What about an actual boxer, not necessarily a UFC guy?
The problem with that is boxing wise, right now there isn't anybody famous enough.
Canelo's famous enough.
Yes, absolutely. So you're looking at probably 4 or 5 guys, in my opinion, right?
And Canelo's shown that he's willing to be flexible to make money, right?
Yeah. And now an interesting one a listener hit me up with afterwards, simply because he was calling that fight and he said he was coming back to boxing, was Oscar De La Hoya, who was coked out of his mind calling that fight. Now that would be intriguing because he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
I'd love to see, him go against Jake Paul, and the numbers on that would be gangbusters.
I think Jake Paul would beat him.
Yeah, in the words of Dana White, cocaine ain't cheap.
No.
He's definitely down.
Yeah, I think De La Hoya would do it. I don't think he would win.
Yeah, I don't either. And, obviously,
he's old as shit, man.
John, we just had Chuck Liddell signed to our network. He's got a new podcast, Icebreakers. He's actually got Dana White on tonight as his guest.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to get you on there soon, too.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on there. But, with that being said, even Chuck had said 2 weeks prior when he was on Drinkin' Bros that if he got in the ring, he would tear Jake Paul apart. I don't know after watching that fight on Saturday night if he would. And I love Chuck. I just think that, age-wise and everything else, Jake seems to be moving pretty well.
Yeah, but
No
he still doesn't know how to fight. Like, look at every time he throws that right cross, the one that he knocked out Homeboy with, his left hand is somewhere down near his abdomen. And anybody that knows how to actually box is going to rock his ass.
What do you think, John?
Well, I think obviously there's a small sample size, right? So how much do I want to lean into the private messages I'm getting from people in his inner circle or not, who just have an ear and understand that he's putting in the right work? Like, again, we deal with a lot of developing fighters who come into the UFC, and, we're in a position where we have to be critical and provide context, and maybe they're getting there before they should actually be there. This guy has been thrust into some severely high-profile situations, and, the one thing Askren was trying to avoid was getting embarrassed in less than 2 minutes, and that's exactly what his fate is.
Well,
so power to Jake Paul. I just really think that when he starts injecting names like Conor McGregor into the mix, and even Daniel Cormier, I just don't think he's ready for Tyron Woodley type challenges. But if the end game is really to try to test himself as opposed to just, making money and finding the guy who moves the needle, then there are a lot of challenges out there. I would start with Kendall Gill, see if you can beat that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. Definitely, you wouldn't expect. I think there are a lot of unreasonable expectations from a lot of people right now. Like, he should fight Conor or this or that. You probably shouldn't, man, because who else has got 3 fights under their belt and then fights one of the best knockout artists of all time. That seems like a bad idea.
But here's the thing. If you're looking at it from a financial standpoint, which clearly Askren was.
Yeah, but if financial is all about doing it again, like a one-time event, sure, that'd be fine. But if he gets in there and Conor beats the Christ out of him, that's it. Well, nobody's going to tune in for that shit anymore.
Jake Paul was calling for Conor this morning, so we'll see if that ramps up. I think, John, my prediction was if Conor loses to Poirier, I think he takes that fight because there's too much money on the table.
I mean, I would if I was Conor. Shit, I would totally do that.
Well, all I know is that if Dan trained boxing for 18 months solid, he would have gone in there more competitive and in a more confident winning state than Ben Askren going in there. I love Ben Askren. I championed his cause for years, but I just think he went in there with a losing mentality. And maybe I'm the fool, who expected, even a modicum of more from Ben Askren. But I'm telling you, man, sometimes we'll say, just let the athlete go, forget about everything in your head with your golf swing or whatever else. And Ben Askren isn't that type of athlete who can just get in there and let it rip. He does not have boxing fundamentals. And that's why I just feel so shortchanged by that matchup. Hopefully the next one's better.
Yeah, it seemed to me like challenging Shaq to a free throw competition, basically.
Well, right. It's for me, it's like I'm not this MMA apologist necessarily. Boxing was my conduit to get into mixed martial arts, But again, I'm talking bottom feeders on our roster, right? Go in there and really give Jake Paul a competitive fight, not retired fighters coming off hip replacement surgery that never developed boxing fundamentals because they were such good grapplers they didn't have to. So I can't wait to see who he fights next. I'm buying the pay-per-view. John, I think it's going to be a real challenge.
Same.
Does the UFC regret the Mighty Mouse trade now?
It's so hard. I mean, it feels like such an embarrassment of riches, to be honest. I know the promotion cuts my check, but we're getting ready with just a mega card here in 5 days that as great as DJ was, flyweights don't necessarily move the needle. And, Aspen was one half of that Masvidal knockout. So even though he was on the wrong end of it, I think that result has had a lot of staying power with the promotion, so I think they'd probably still take the deal.
Want to give us a quick prediction for this weekend, John?
Yeah, quick prediction. I know you're a busy man and you got to go. Do you got a quick prediction for this weekend?
So, all of the underdogs in these 3 championship fights appear to be up against it. Rose Namajunas is plus 155. She's a former strawweight champion. She's sort of the closest on the number as far as any of these underdogs coming through. But Kamaru Usman and Valentina Shevchenko are 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And I really think that they could get tested despite being 4-1 favorites. So, I don't know. For me, it's just focused on the fans, boys. We have a super spreader event. We got 15,000 plus in Jacksonville. I cannot wait to have a crowd behind us for the first time in a year and a half. So that's been my focus.
I like that you call it a super
Same.
spreader.
We love the super spreader events. We love Florida.
Yes.
I love Rangers Stadium, 60,000 people packed in for opening day, and Governor Newsom's out there. Oh, you're crazy. You're going to die.
Biden was even asking those guys to do it. Everything's fine. You're in Florida. You understand Florida.
This is Texas.
Yeah, you're good to go. Throw a live alligator in the ring at some point. Yeah. John, look, I've said this a million times. I'll say it a million more. You're the best. You're the best color man in the biz, dude. We love to have you on the show. And your mustache is the best in the game as well.
Well, thank you. Hopefully I can fix it in time for Saturday night, but always enjoy chopping up with you guys. Hopefully the connection was okay, and we'll chat longer soon, I'm sure, man.
All right. Thank you, John. You heard it there, kids. You got some predictions going on. Dan, I want to get to this ESPN article that was written this morning. You and I yesterday on yesterday's show were talking about the spectacle of it, what went wrong, what went right for this whole fight situation. And look, they virtually had the same notes as we did. They thought the production was a little much. The 9,000 concerts obviously was too much. And then waiting 2 hours in between the first fights and there was only 4 fights.
It was an event put on by people who clearly had never put on an event before.
Correct. And it also felt like they're trying to figure out this format and this model. I think the things that they got right, I didn't mind seeing the musical performances, but let's cut it down to maybe 1 or 2 songs in between. you always have that lag time in between fights anyways, of 15 to 20 minutes. And then they show you some doc footage of them training or
every event
their mom dying and things.
Almost every event, particularly sports events, have a built-in intermission of some sort. Seventh inning stretch, halftime, whatever the fuck it is, right? This was just, man, it was hard to follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was super hard to follow. If you're talking about entertainment and customer retention, people need to have a certain expectation. Like, if you watch a television show, you know it's about 45 minutes of content, 15 minutes of ads, give or take, right? And you know that there's going to be a couple of 90-second ad breaks and a couple of 3-minute ad breaks during that period. You can expect it. That's when I get up and go pee. That's when I do this. That's when I do that. With a spectacle like this, having it caustically and randomly programmed like that seems like a huge fucking mistake. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, particularly between the first and second fight, we were all sitting here like, when the fuck is this going to be over?
Right.
I don't know about you guys, but personally, I love the Ric Flair slap fight.
The highlight. That was the absolute
huge fan
highlight.
of that.
That was
Huge
one of
fan
the most
that.
awkward things I've ever seen in my life.
But it was hilarious, and for what that was, it was great. And if you're trying to capture Gen Z in a boxing world, yeah, you do shit like that. And fuck, man, I would rather watch that than a doc footage of them training in high altitude that they always give you the stock standard doc footage. But the other thing they said at the end of this article, which you and I said yesterday at the live show, Dan, was that if you don't have that knockout that went around the world, that event sucks.
yeah.
I don't know about you, but personally, I like the guy getting carted off after he took a hip shot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when his liver fucking exploded.
When his liver exploded, yeah, it was great.
It's even his liver. His arm just kind
Has
of like.
anybody checked on that guy?
Is he alive?
Does anyone care?
No.
No, nobody has said one word
What was
about that guy
guy's
this
name?
week.
I forgot that I watched a man's innards explode.
So many
until
things
you reminded
yeah.
me right now.
So many things happened in that event that I'm just like, wow, yeah. No, we spent what 4 or 5 hours watching that.
It was a long.
It was just so
long
much
time.
to like digest.
It was close to 4 hours, and no lie, it was about a 2-hour wait time in between the first fight and the
Frank
third.
Mir fight.
And the first fight was so shitty. Like
It was dumb.
There was no. I was not excited for. Like, by the time the Jake Paul fight happened, I was just like, "Fucking, just let's get this over with."
There was enough time for me to actually take a nap during the broadcast.
You did.
And, I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did take a nap live on air, by the way, Giorgio. So we're thankful for that. Yeah, you did. But I think, look, if you're looking at it, because I remember the early UFC fights too. Those were weird as well. Where you've got to figure out the format.
Style, where
Yeah,
it's just like winner goes on. And for some reason, if you're an alternate, you could end up in the finals without fighting a single fight beforehand.
Yeah, but at least early UFC was like quasi hobos fighting.
It was a
each
freak
other.
show.
Yeah.
Somebody saw those tough man competitions that were going on back in the 80s and early 90s, and they were like, hey, we should make a business out of this.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna have 2 legit fighters.
But let's be real.
And then we're just gonna have dudes in jeans.
The UFC was started by the fucking Gracies in order to promote Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. That's the only reason that even exists.
He was always in the finals. Yeah.
Right.
This was more in a line to remember the old Affliction shows that they did a couple of events where they had Metallica play in the halftimes, and they actually had some pretty good fights. But that's why I said this at the live event yesterday. Is I don't think this will go on too much longer, is because everyone's done this already. They've already done this model. They've already had like so fights and a new promotion, and then music everywhere, and then people just get bored. I get bored really quickly of that, and I think we all kind of are right now too.
That's
But
the problem with spectacle. You have to constantly outdo yourself.
Correct.
You're not going to be able to outdo. There'll be one more that's hopefully tuned up a little bit, and it actually works the way it was supposed to. And if it's too successful, then they're not going to be able to do it again.
Listen, as a member of Team Paul for 2 days now.
there it is. There it is.
What else is Jake supposed to do? He gave you 2 straight knockouts.
Yeah.
Just
fight a person that does what he's doing.
he's making money.
He's making money, and again, there's got to be somebody of that level of fame to match these numbers. Those pay-per-view numbers were unbelievable.
I think you should fight Shaq.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we're also underestimating.
Bare knuckle though.
I want Aaron Carter's already on the ticket. I want Aaron Carter to fight Shaq.
No, Aaron Carter's smoking crack, bro.
Well, he's fighting Lamar Odom.
He's fighting Lamar, but I mean, he
Are
he
they
wrote-
really fighting?
Yeah.
over a crack rock.
yeah, it's real.
He wrote a song about beating Shaq. I want him to try to physically beat Shaq.
So
Shaq versus.
Aaron Carter.
That was a show.
from Disney.
Yes,
Is going to fight 6'10" Lamar Odom.
correct.
Yeah.
And also, why did they choose that matchup? Is it because of the crack?
Maybe that's the prize.
It's just the prize is it's two drug addicts who need money and we get to watch.
Yeah, you think Triller's above that? No.
No, dude.
Of course not. That's not my point. My point is that's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Okay, now is his height disadvantage actually a disadvantage? Because Lamar Odom's got that long strike. Can Aaron like bob and weave and get under that and then work the body?
Tall guys are. Yeah.
I think maybe Lamar Odom's dead heart is his disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to fight next? Chris Bosch?
We all remember he OD'd in that at the Bunny Ranch,
Fucking
right? Like,
Alonzo
I mean,
Mourning.
he was legally dead, and then they brought him back to life at that Bunny Ranch in Las Vegas. That's real. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, let's put him in against another crackhead and see what happens.
I mean, he's playing with house money right now in regards to life. So
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Somebody's going to get severely hurt in one of these, and then there's going to be congressional hearings. Should we allow this?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
We have former IBF champions fighting DJs. Of course, no one should allow this. Like, what is going on?
listen, my old company ran out our podcast producer to fight a Bellator fighter. So like, we're not above this.
No, we're not above this. Jose Canseco just fought one of the guys from Barstool. You want to talk about taking a dive? Jose Canseco got hit once and then fell down on the floor.
An intern at Bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the
I'm pretty
10 seconds
look,
in. And,
Ben Askren definitely did not try to fight him, right? Are we?
Yeah.
He took the shot. So he did.
You don't get knocked out with a fucking 1 pound glove on a shot that comes straight into your face and your line of vision.
It looked very similar to the punch that Michael B. Jordan took in Creed, where he actually took the punch for the shot, and I guess it knocked him out.
it did. Yeah, it was knocked out. It was a real punch.
Yeah, because
that
you
was
didn't
the problem.
expect to get hit, though.
Yeah.
If you're expecting to get hit, your brain processes that information very quickly. That's why you'll see a guy get jabbed really hard in the face a couple times, but then it's that little nick on the side of his chin that he doesn't see coming from the hook that finally knocks him out. Askren stared this punch down, and I don't believe that it knocked him out. I don't believe that.
Yeah, because
There's
2
no
seconds
fucking
before
way.
it was the same combination. It was like almost like setting Ben Askren up.
He
like,
only
hey,
does
it's coming.
he only does the one combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
he's got
like-
YouTube money. He's been training for 3 years. Like, I mean,
he got knocked out.
He's getting the best training in the world.
1.75 million pay-per-view buys, which, I mean, you're starting to get towards Manny Pacquiao Mayweather numbers at that point. Yeah. I think that was at 2, a little over 2. But
again, as a member of Team Paul, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
Exactly.
Connor.
Yes. 75 million was generated from pay-per-view. $75 million. So yes,
And he got a
you're
percentage
going to
of that,
see
right?
many, many more. Oh fuck yeah, he did.
That math don't add up. It's $50 for the pay-per-view. That's $87.5 million.
Right, but they take a cut of that, obviously. So
You mean his take from the or their Triller's take?
Triller's take on
Also,
the back
there's
end.
no
of
way
that.
Triller is legit at
No,
all. with
that's-
their
that's-
finances.
We're about to get a fun bankruptcy story out of Triller. in like a
Well, it's not
year.
going to be a bankruptcy story. It's going to be fucking tax fraud.
Like when,
Well,
the,
yeah,
yeah.
when your
Yeah,
like main
yeah.
face is Snoop Dogg. I mean,
But to be fair to Triller, like
transparency is not the best.
they're only going to be committing tax fraud because they just won't. They'll just do it wrong. Like it'll just be incompetence. And they'll be like, like they just hire Jake Paul to do their taxes. Essentially, like just Jake has one of his boys go and put it.
No,
all
they'll hire Raycon.
Yeah, the DJ. The DJ is he awake or?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know if he actually survived that. But look, you're going to see a lot more of these. I know De La Hoya was there. Obviously, he's fighting. I think in July. He said, which he looked terrible.
Whom is he
Don't
fighting?
know. Don't know. But he's going to come back. Mike Tyson is going to be fighting again.
Oh, that was
Holyfield is fighing again.
Tyson actually, that was a fun fight
Yeah.
when they fought. It was
All
way
of
more
these
entertaining
equally
than I thought,
have been fun and enjoyable for me because we don't have any superstars left in boxing. There's only a handful of guys that I give a shit about. Tyson Fury, Wilder. Still like watching Deontay Wilder fight. Joshua. And then I would say Canelo, and that's kind of
Andy
it.
Ruiz, no. Not
No,
good
no,
enough.
no. I mean, for the laughter, but yeah, that's kind of who we're down to, right? We're down to about 4 or 5 guys.
Wait, he said
in all of boxing.
somebody said Cormier. Was Jake Paul thinking about fighting him?
They're exchanging Twitter beef right now.
Correct. Yes.
Cormier's too
Jake.
big.
Cormier.
You don't want that,
No.
buddy.
Well,
Cormier will knock him the fuck out.
hang on. He's too big to maneuver around for 8
No,
rounds.
he's not.
Giorgio.
Have you seen Daniel Cormier is like one of the lightest on his feet fat dudes of all time.
Yeah, and he's knocked out Stipe. He's knocked out some good guys.
But he gets gas later on. Boxing is a different animal, man.
Jake Paul would not last one round against Cormier.
Either way, if that fight happens, We would be all in on that. I'd love to see that.
I'd love to see it too, but it's not going to happen. I mean, if Jake Paul wants to continue living, that's not a good idea.
Jake Paul's never fighting someone bigger than him. So let's go ahead and put that out there.
I don't think he ever fights anyone real. And what it makes me want to do is go challenge a 54-year-old former bowler to a tennis match,
or
and
a postal employee or something.
Yeah, and then demand that the ATP rank me.
Well, look, man, PDW is off that list, my man, because that's the finest athlete we have in America, obviously.
Yeah, he'll beat you in anything.
Anything. Pete Weber's the greatest.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Yes, yeah. Just from that one line alone, he won at life. So
I like how they had a fucking retirement ceremony from him. Like, dude, nobody even knew you were alive.
I watched it. I watched the entire thing.
Did they hang the banner?
I watched the entire fucking thing,
like,
dude.
seriously, nobody knew that
Watch
he was
your
a
mouth.
person until his retirement ceremony. Like, oh, that's who the guy is. All right, let's talk about something else. I'm bored with this fucking box.
We got some sponsors who pay for this show to be on the air. Shockingly, D'Anthony. First and foremost, KillcliffCBD.com.
Yeah.
They're title sponsor for this, right?
Yeah.
Big boys.
We got a plenty of Kill
Big
Cliff.
boys.
We actually got a shipment today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, what are you drinking there?
I'm drinking one of their energy drinks. It's called Gangsta's Berry Dice. It's
There it is.
It's energize and recover, so it's got electrolyte. So this isn't the CBD one, but man, this is one of the best hangover drinks I can possibly have.
Yep.
Do you have a hangover?
I'm kind
You
of on
didn't even
day.
come to the show yesterday.
No, I'm just on day 2 of being dehydrated.
Oh, I see.
From drinking on Saturday.
I understand. Kill Cliff is one of the best in the business. Look, KillcliffCBD.com has got cans of this Kill Cliff with 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. They got the grape, the strawberry, the orange kush, and now Joe Rogan has his own flavor there, the Flamin' Joe, which is pineapple and habanero, and that's a fun one.
Jalapeno, I think.
Is it jalapeno?
Yeah.
Or not habanero?
Jalapeno.
Whatever it is.
believe.
It's got a little kick to it, and I like it. Go to KillcliffCBD.com today. Use the promo code Drinkin' Bros for 20% off and free shipping. That is a big deal. And then you can also go to Killcliff.com and use the promo code Drinkin' Bros for 20% off and free shipping as well, and all other products, including the Gangsta's Berry Dice. Next up, we got MyBookie.com. Sorry, MyBookie. I want to apologize for taking all your money. Every time I win, I make an apology to them online. Go to mybookie.com today. That is where all of our bets are made week in and week out. These are the numbers we use for the show. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will double your deposit for you newbies out there. And then I'm sure it'll reset at some point. We got a lot of things going up on MyBookie. In 2 weeks, we are at the Kentucky Derby. We'll be betting heavily on that, the Kentucky Derby. And then the week after that, we will be at the Canelo fight, and we'll be betting heavily on that as well at mybookie.com. And as always, I post all of my slips inside Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It is a private group, and you can see them on the day. What I have bet, I was laughed at by all of you for the Jake Paul bets. And who is laughing now? Drinkin' Bros. Who is laughing now?
Ben Askren is laughing now. He currently was laughing while leaving the arena.
Yeah. Well, did you see the press conference afterwards?
I did.
Yeah. I'm sorry, world.
For taking your money.
Yeah, he did read his script good.
Yeah.
You gonna put him in one of the new movies, Ross?
Who, Ben Askren? No, he's a fucking terrible actor. You get knocked out for real. At least stage it, dude. You're supposed to be about 3 to 4 inches from a face on a fake punch, but a real punch on the button actually knocks you the fuck out, and that footage ends around the world.
It
So
was on the temple, not the button, right?
yeah, you can bring it up right now on my Instagram.
Yeah, there's
You
like
got-
17 different angles of that on Ross's Instagram right now.
Pull that up on my Instagram. Tell me that's a fake punch. And watch his fucking head bounce off the floor. He got beat. Shit, nothing you can do about it. He's a 2-meme guy, and that's all you remember. Not that he was a champion wrestler, wherever the fuck it is. He'll be a PE coach with 7 figures in the bank, wherever the fuck he goes.
Mm-hmm. He has 5 wrestling academies currently.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
He also doesn't care.
No.
Like he
Wow.
truly does not care that this is his legacy.
I guess, man.
He's got 3 podcasts right now too.
Does he? I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the in a car on the side of a road in Arizona, dude, and just ends it one day after this. There's so many fucking memes and all that shit, dude. It's just embarrassing. He said it over and over again. It's fucking embarrassing. Even this morning, he was like, Jesus Christ, this is embarrassing. He's getting hammered. Even DC made a fucking video this morning. DC was like, Jesus Christ, Ben, get your shit together. What do you think about Cormier's video, Georgia?
I think it's a good Twitter beef. I think it's raising the Cormier brand. I think it's raising the UFC brand. I think it's got us all talking about it, and we're going to keep talking about it.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, look, I'm down for Cormier.
I don't care.
I am. I'd love to see it. I would love to see that fight. I would love to see that fight for real.
I would like to see. I just want to see him fight a real fight. Like,
So would Cormier be real to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Jake Paul is he's taking a lot of heat for not being a real fighter, but he's fought 3 times against no one. So technically, that's true, but. If he starts fighting real fighters, then that conversation changes immediately, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with he's celebrity deathmatch.
He's a young, athletic kid.
Yeah.
He should be. I mean, he's training hard. He's either going to be able to do it or he's not.
Yeah.
I think after the amount he's trained, his level of skill is still pretty fucking low, frankly. Like anybody that gets in the ring with him with a good right hand is going to knock his ass out, man, because his left hand is down near his fucking hip bone half the time when he's throwing his cross.
How big is Cormier, Georgia?
Cormier's probably 265 right now, maybe more. Actually, he's looking real thick though. In
He's
some
a
of
little
those,
butterball.
yeah. There's a lot of power behind that Cormier punch.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But that would be about an 80-pound difference.
I don't think he would fight. No, he's not an 80-pound difference.
Logan would fight Cormier before Jake.
That's what I'm saying. That's too big of a difference, right?
Logan's bigger, yeah.
Because, dude, Cormier, no offense, looks about 275, 280. Last time I saw him.
He might be,
Listed
but
235.
He used to cut down to 205.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Which
barely
is
made
insane.
205, and he famously made weight for the Olympics and then could not compete because he was rushed to the hospital for electrolytes and kidney failure.
Yeah.
In 2008.
Yeah.
God, he lost me so much money against Stipe.
Yeah,
twice.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. We'll move on here. Deshaun Watson's attorney files response for the 22 lawsuits, Bob. What was the response from the lawyer on this? I'm just curious because I haven't heard from Deshaun.
Yeah, so it is. Someone had a good list of it. Let me find it real quick. Okay, so this is essentially what the legal team is saying in response to. I mean, they're just going hard at everyone, clapping back at everyone, essentially. So, Mr. Watson has learned the identity of his accusers. His legal team has already uncovered evidence that numerous allegations in this onslaught of cases are simply not true or accurate. For example, after the massage therapy sessions with Watson, 8 plaintiffs bragged about, praised, and were excited about massaging Mr. Watson. 7 plaintiffs willingly worked or offered to work with Mr. Watson after their alleged incidents. 3 plaintiffs lied about the number of sessions they actually had with Mr. Watson. 3 plaintiffs lied about their alleged trauma and resulting harm. 5 plaintiffs told others they wanted to get money out of Mr. Watson, and 5 plaintiffs have scrubbed or entirely deleted their social media accounts. Though the last one I don't think is actually evidence of anything. Like if your name gets out and you're accusing Deshaun Watson, your Instagram's probably a fucking nightmare. I'd delete my shit too.
Or it depends on if you were taking pictures with him after the massage and then posted that, right?
Yeah.
Also that.
Yeah. I think with this whole thing, it feels rigged by somebody very, very rich in Houston. I mean, it's too much of a coincidence right before the NFL draft.
Why though? It doesn't make sense to me. Cui bono? Who benefits? Who benefits from this? It doesn't benefit the Houston Texans, even if they want to keep him or get rid of him, to devalue him like that. Because he's not. It's not like he's going to come in and play hard this year. If
He's not gonna play at all,
If he
probably.
gets stuck in Houston because of all this and nobody wants him, it's not like he's going to come in and play hard. He may sit the season out.
Yeah. Well, I keep taking sacks.
I don't. You got to pay those legal bills though. I mean, that's 22 accusers.
He's got plenty of money.
He's got the money for it. But to me, right before the NFL draft and the trade and all that other stuff, like it feels a little too.
The only person
Too obvious.
who would benefit, quotes,
Jack
benefit,
Ellerby.
the pastor or whatever.
Jack Ellerby, I think is his name.
Yeah. The pastor who they just fired, who was like low key running everything at the Houston Texans for a while. So this would be more just like a scorched earth on your way out the door type of benefit. Like I'm taking you down with me.
I'm just going to burn down the organization.
Yeah. That would be the only.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, they may as well burn that organization down anyways because they have
Start over.
no hope for the future.
The Texans is an awful name too. Bring back the Oilers.
Yeah, I like the Oilers. I think you'll probably get with 22, usually with the same lawyer like this, They'll probably be looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million a piece, probably settle on 15. Split that up, and then he'll be back in uniform this year because
I don't
know.
think they're getting paid.
Oh, these women, really?
I think he fights.
Boy.
I would. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, so would I. So would I,
There's
obviously.
no goddamn way. I mean,
So
look,
would I.
It does seem like he was getting a lot of massages from a lot of people, which is kind of weird, to be honest. I mean,
If you can afford it, though, I would do it every single day of my life.
But you have like people paid to do it for you. First, like this seems like he's going to like sketchy massage places.
Yeah, why wouldn't you have somebody on staff?
Well, so
Right,
he said he did, and then because of COVID, he wasn't allowed to use the team facilities or their physicians anymore, and then he had to go outside.
They closed everything down, and the only place that was open, you had to buzz in. And
Yep.
look, there's a 2-door process, which I thought was COVID safe. I thought they were just keeping us separated for social distancing
the
purposes.
2-door thing is called a man trap, by the way. No, for real, that's what it's called in the security industry. You let the guy into one door and it closes, and the other door won't open until that door is closed. So in case somebody tries to come in and you notice that they're an asshole or armed or some shit, you can lock them in that room.
Yeah.
Weirdly, they do that at Diamonds Direct.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Where I bought my wife's engagement ring, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Diamonds Direct?
Every diamond store does that. Yeah, the high-end ones, for sure.
I was
So
like, really?
what, do they get robbed a lot?
Oh,
Dude,
all the
there's-
time.
They had a
All
cop
the time.
and an armed security guard in
Yep.
there. I was like, where the fuck
The
do
kind
these-
of person that robs a Diamonds Direct in Austin has no idea how to sell diamonds on the black market. Are you fucking kidding me?
It was
What the hell would you even
ridiculous.
do with them? Fucking put them in your teeth or whatever like that?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think Diamonds Direct understands that they're Diamonds Direct.
Look, if you have been to a Diamonds Direct and you need to get rid of some diamonds, not going to say there's a place you can DM somebody, but, you know.
What are you going to do? Put them up your ass on OnlyFans? Shut the fuck up, Giorgio.
Craigslist. Craigslist, come on.
You get Craigslisting diamonds. That'd be
Fuck
great.
that.
That'd be great.
I don't care about Deshaun Watson. Alex Smith retired today.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Hey, he made it out with his legs.
Yes.
Which is good,
And
right?
if I'm his wife, I tell him to retire. Like, that's
Yeah, for sure. Like, don't risk that shit again.
Yeah. What's his legacy?
You got a trophy.
Is that
Comeback player of the
was
year.
that supposed to be a pun?
No. Oh. Now I got it. Yeah.
Because I don't like puns.
No.
It's a good question. I think his legacy is as an extremely good game manager who, after he left Kansas City, they got good.
Really good Utah team.
Yeah.
Yeah, great
but-
college quarterback.
But he's certainly a guy that has fucking balls, man. I mean,
Yeah.
That was a fucked up situation, and he made it all the way back. And regardless of what he actually did when he got back, you know, he did make it all the way back. It was impressive.
Weirdly, right after his surgery, and when he was like good enough to actually like walk again, healing wise, saw him out in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Really?
It's a good town to go out.
Yeah, getting drunk, getting
just
wine
there.
drunk.
No shit.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
out with his fam, crushing wine at the table over from us at one of the restaurants in Fredericksburg. It was like we were all like, me and my buddy who was a Kansas City Chiefs fan, we were like, what the fuck is Alex Smith doing? Like, he's not from Texas. His wife's not like, wow,
That's
how
amazing.
the fuck did he decide on Fredericksburg?
Yeah, who knows, man?
That's hilarious. Career stats for Alex Smith: 35,650 yards passing, 199 TDs, and 109 interceptions.
Not bad.
Decent game manager.
But I mean,
obviously
again, if
not-
you look at the years where he played, he left San Francisco in 2012, and then they got pretty good after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he left Kansas City in 2017. It seems like he built some pretty decent teams and suffered through the hard years, and then they were like, "Hey, we've got this new guy."
Yeah.
the fuck out.
Yeah, he got to groom Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Great game manager.
He also
And-
got to groom Colin Kaepernick, which was nice for everybody. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I always I look at the Cleveland situation with their quarterback because I obviously hate Baker Mayfield.
Don't
If they just had a solid game manager like in Alex Smith,
Baker's fine.
with that team getting clowny, I think that's really all they need, to be honest with you.
Baker had a good year. Baker's fine.
Oh my God,
He's
dude.
not fine.
He's a fine quarterback.
Do I have to pull up Baker Mayfield's numbers again?
You can. He had a good year
From last year.
Yeah, it was fine.
Great. So let me bring that up
Blake
because I'm not
Travis's
going to
own.
fucking let this go. Baker Mayfield's fucking
He had a
stats from last year.
95.9 rating. That's pretty good.
He's fine.
Yeah, how many throws did he have? 4 a game?
I'm not saying he's like a top 5 quarterback. I'm saying that he's fine.
Yeah.
26 TDs, 8 interceptions. He really did cut down on the interceptions.
What do
He
you
had a
have?
very Alex Smith-esque year, if you
Yeah,
will.
he did actually.
Plus, everyone like plays with Baker, likes Baker. You should like Baker. Baker's like just like the classic underdog story.
he threw about the same amount of passes he did in his first 2 seasons. His completion percentage was up.
62.8%.
He's essentially like your friend who has like all the talent in the world, but like is still kind of hanging around your friend group that kind of makes it.
Yeah. Those are pretty run of the mill numbers.
Yeah, just pedestrian 62.8%.
I mean, the
5'11".
the efficiency.
I know.
He's
too small.
He's getting the most out of his frame, his talent.
The
He's
efficient.
fine.
He's the Ben Askren of fucking the NFL.
His efficiency was pretty good. He didn't get sacked nearly, almost 14 less sacks this year. That's good. Those are run of the mill numbers.
Cleveland has all the pieces, man.
He's a starter in the NFL for sure, but he's not a starter on a championship football team.
No, he's a starter for the Jets, and that's where he should be. But,
I do believe that they're a better team without OBJ on the field.
You know, we'll find out this year. I've seen a lot of videos of him training, and he says he's back and he's mentally prepared and he's going to be back
It's not
better than
about
ever.
his skill level, or it's about his level of effort and his.
I agree.
He takes plays off because he feels like he's not being targeted enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. That's not what this. That's not how any of this works. I mean, this isn't a fucking. It's not Madden. It's not a video game where you can just throw to the same receiver every single goddamn time. You know?
I agree. They've got Landry. They got Jarvis Landry. They got a decent tight end there.
And he likes to get shit on too.
Yeah, OBJ. Yeah,
which is like pretty weird, right?
Look, to me,
Yeah, you should be doing the shitting at worst.
Yeah. I mean, if you're into shit, you definitely don't want to be on the receiving end of it.
No.
to me, he's too much of a headache. I'd just get rid of the
I'd
fucking
trade
guy
him.
altogether.
Also,
Same.
How can you like to be disgraced by getting shit on, but then get mad they're not throwing the ball enough to you? Aren't you clearly like getting off to being humiliated at this point?
Maybe he does enjoy it secretly.
Yeah.
Guys, have we not thought about that could be the source of his power, his catching ability?
What, getting shit on?
Getting shit on?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Could be. He never filed a lawsuit against that woman for saying it.
Because it was true. I watched the podcast. Like, dude, that girl was just
Not only is it true,
talking about
though,
it. Like,
my understanding is this is how I would handle it. If I knew for a fact she couldn't prove it, I would have sued her anyways because I don't want people thinking that shit. Even if it was true.
Yeah.
So my assumption is then that there is proof out there somewhere.
yeah.
And by proof, I mean a video or a picture of him getting shit on, or text where he's telling her not to wash her vagina for 3 days.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you need a video deleted, you need to be on the Cowboys. You need Jerry Jones to be in the mix.
Exactly. Exactly. Next up is we had 2 more pro days for the same quarterbacks. That has never happened before.
I mean, who gives a shit?
Justin Fields and Trey Lance.
Yeah, why are they?
Who goes third? That's why.
I mean, I don't know. It's a good question.
Who goes third?
Mac Jones.
Well,
Honestly,
Mac Jones declined to have a second pro day, I guess. So Trey Lance did. Justin Fields did. Justin Fields torched it.
I don't know. I kind of like Justin Fields, but
I did too. Who fits better in the San Francisco offense?
well, with Shanahan, probably.
Mac Jones probably.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of the mock drafts. I'm looking at one now at CBS, but ESPN, Mel Kiper put one out too, I think 2 weeks ago, that had San Francisco trading up for Miami at third and taking Mac Jones.
Yeah. Get the ball out fast.
Well, San Francisco already traded up.
Oh, they already traded.
Yeah, so they're in there.
They're getting a quarterback.
They're getting a quarterback, but who is it going to be is the question.
I don't know.
Mac Jones's pro day was not very good.
The more interesting thing to me is not who San Francisco takes. It's what the Falcons and Bengals do. Now, there's two like fucking legit franchise players on the board right here with Kyle Pitts, the tight end. He's probably the best tight end prospect that's ever come through the draft in the modern era.
Correct.
And Jamar Chase from LSU, right?
Yep.
The Bengals.
Devonta Smith, too.
The Bengals desperately
Yeah, I think
need
Devonta
help.
Smith is a sure thing.
For sure. He absolutely
Like, he is
yeah.
going to be a Hall of Fame
Yeah,
receiver.
for sure.
Like,
But so I think Jamar Chase is
take
too,
him and don't even question
and
it.
Jalen Waddle might be as well if he stays healthy. I mean, who knows? But the Bengals have to take Penei Sewell right here. They have to.
Well,
Or
you know
he's
who
going to be fucking dead.
You know who Joe Burrow requested, by the way?
No.
Jamar Chase. So he
I
is
mean, they know
lobbying.
each other. That's
his
Yes,
boy, yeah.
that's his boy. He threw him at LSU. So
If they do that, they got to get out on the free agent market and
also-
get some help, man, because he's going to get murdered again.
Joe Burrow needs to not play this season. I think he needs to heal fully. He needs to not rush back.
I think before he made that call, he should have watched the video of his leg getting crunched in
Yeah,
half
seriously,
again, and then probably go with Penei Sewell on that one. I'm with you on that one, Dan. The Falcons, I think my prediction is they will trade out of that position if it's not the quarterback they were hoping for.
Maybe. I mean, if you're going to take a pick there, I'd take Kyle Pitts there. Why not?
I would too if you're the Falcons, right? But
I wouldn't trade out of that.
yeah, that is my gut feeling because you're going to start losing players from the Falcons. It's an older team. Julio Jones is 33.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan is 36. I think they would rather take the picks for the future, and I think that'll make more sense to trade out of that pick. But we'll see. I mean, look, you guys have seen the draft shows from the previous years. Every time the Falcons draft, I almost kill myself on air, and I think I was really close last time, Dan. I mean, I was measuring the rope or the beam, or
I don't know who was madder, Falcons fans or Packers fans, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, it started with me because CeeDee Lamb was on the board.
Yeah.
And you take the best talent. I think you take the best player available. And
unless you have a very specific need, and that's not who did they even take?
This offensive lineman who got hurt opening week and never played again.
But he wasn't. If you need an offensive lineman like that, and he's not the person you're going after is not a lottery pick, skip it. Get it in round 2 because the difference between a round 1 and round 2 lower end offensive lineman is not that big. It's not like if it's Penny Sewell, you take him whenever he's available. If it's one of these other dickholes, no, you take. I like taking the best on the board. I'm kind of surprised that Travis Etienne is all the way down to Pittsburgh at 24 on this mock draft.
Running backs are dime a dozen.
I know running backs
small
are
too, right?
Don't pay him more than minimum wage.
He's a fucking guy that's going to play for a while. He's going to be lined up in the slot a lot. He's one of the best receivers as a running back in college football history.
So a weird thing with ETN is that this is something that me and I think Dan and Jake, our softcore history co-host, who we talk college football with all the time, Jake's wife is a Clemson grad, so we talk about Clemson a shit ton. And we're always just like, why the fuck did ETN only get 9 touches during that game?
Yeah.
It felt like every goddamn week, Travis Etienne would have like
monster
6 to 10 touches
like
at most.
16 yards per carry.
Yeah.
That was insane.
So
But
maybe there's
even then, it's the NFL.
What do you think he's
You want to
breaking?
pay a guy like no more than like $750 an hour.
it's sketchy. He didn't get a lot of touches that often. Like Dabo Swinney's not a stupid coach, and I know they're loaded, but like
well, he is
he's dumb.
kind of an aw shucks. Oh, fucking
Yeah.
golly, man. I don't know. Well,
Yeah, he's a moron for sure, but he's
not
He's a top 5 coach in college football, but yeah, he is a moron.
not
I do
about-
agree. We've
not-
talked about this. There's
yeah.
no good coaches in college football except Saban. Like,
Well,
everyone's a fucking moron.
There's 3.
Well,
I think 3 or 4.
Urban's gone.
Ryan Day's all right.
Urban's
Ryan
gone.
Day's great. Ryan Day's lost 2 games, a national championship and then a semifinal.
let me see what happens with his
That's it.
roster. Lincoln Riley's gotten demonstrably worse every year.
Lincoln Riley. You are on this hate train with Lincoln Riley.
Has he gotten worse every year?
I think
The answer is yes.
Lincoln Riley will make the college football playoffs. That is my prediction.
I do
this
too.
year.
He's a great coach.
This year.
Like,
Do you
he's
think
not?
so? This is another funny one. CBS has Rashad Bateman from Minnesota going to the Packers at 29. Who could he have gotten last year? T. Higgins.
He could have gotten T. Higgins. He could have gotten Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's
You're just naming. Receivers the Eagles could have gotten.
Yeah.
the Eagles have given up on next year, so that
Jesus
doesn't really matter,
Christ, dude.
anyways.
Let's see who the Eagles lined up.
Well, look, I've got Mel Kiper's new big board draft that he just released this morning.
What about your big board?
Right in front of me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my big board as we go along.
Well,
he's got Trevor Lawrence at 1.
Yeah, of course. CBS has Devonta Smith going to the Eagles.
At what, 12 now?
12,
Are we 12? Wow, he's going to last till 12.
Wow, let's find out.
I don't know.
I know who wouldn't.
I mean, they have the Giants taking fucking Rashawn Slater from Northwestern, the offensive lineman.
So Kuiper's got New York Jets taking Zach Wilson at 2.
R.I.P. Zach Wilson.
Mac Jones at
good.
3 to San Francisco.
Do we buy into a quarterback not being a team captain for his team ever? Like, is that a red flag?
In the NFL, yeah, it's a red flag.
Yes.
Like,
Because there's no other offensive player that's on the field all the time.
Yep.
Whether it's a receiver, I guess the lineman, but that would be weird if the lineman.
or do we
was the
just
guy
account it for it being BYU and him having 30-year-old teammates?
You know,
I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he wasn't ranked high enough in the Mormon Church or some shit. Like
Yeah.
that's how they do
Yeah.
that. You're ranked inside the church, and you go to the church that you go to every Sunday or whatever the fuck is based on your ranking in the church, not where you live.
We need to pull a draft.
It's weird as shit.
We need a
dude.
draft day moment. Did anyone go to his birthday party? Did anyone go to Zach Wilson's birthday party?
What do you mean?
You never saw Draft Day?
That's great.
That was the red flag.
Yeah. If he doesn't have any friends or that's a real thing.
That's that shitty movie with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Did he try to pull his deck out in that too? Because he should have. I would have watched it then.
Terrible movie.
I heard it was awful.
Terrible. So they got Mac Jones at number 3 from Alabama going to San Francisco. And then this is interesting. Exactly what I said. For the Falcons, they've got the Falcons trading out of this pick. Miami moving up into the 4th spot to take that tight end, that sexy tight end you were talking about.
Man, I mean, they're putting together a lot of talent that Tua's not going to be able to throw the ball to.
I know.
You know what I mean? But the funny thing is they're going to spend these picks over the next 2 or 3 years putting together a team while they get ticket sales from Tua, and then they're going to get rid of his ass and draft an actual quarterback. That's my prediction.
Bengals.
I think 2024 he'll be gone, and they'll bring in an actual quarterback.
Yeah.
And he'll be like remembered as some asshole.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Bengals, they got Penei Sewell, although he did say this is the toughest one yet because reuniting Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow would be pretty magical there. AJ Green is
until he dies.
Is almost dead. Yeah. And then the Falcons with that mock trade with Miami, if that actually happens. Trey Lance. That's where they got Trey Lance going.
I mean,
I don't know anything about the kid.
Yeah, nobody does. Come on.
He
No.
sounds
One
like
game
that sounds like an auto-gen Madden player.
I'd be surprised if they didn't take Justin Fields if they trade down. I'd be surprised at Trey Lance, but maybe they're talking to, Mel Kiper talks to the fucking GMs and shit, so who knows?
Any one of your buddies is like, yeah, I'm a big Trey Lance guy. Oh, really? Yeah. Like,
name 2 of his songs. Right? Asshole. You don't know.
We've got a bunch of Drinkin' Bro fans who love fucking North Dakota State and this whole thing, or South Dakota State. I don't even know where this
They
kid
love
goes
it in
to
the same
school.
way that people loved Dogecoin back in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
day. Like they
I
had
think
no
North
idea
Dakota
what it
State
was.
actually just lost to South Dakota State because they're doing that like spring ball.
That's right. That nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, they got Jamar Chase heading there. Carolina Panthers, Devonta Smith at 8 here. That is way different than CBS. Denver Broncos, Micah Parsons out of Penn State. And this is the craziest one here. Mel Kiper Jr. is saying the New England Patriots will trade with Dallas and go for Justin Fields at 10.
No.
So CBS has the Patriots taking Trey Lance and staying in that position 15.
Patriots are going to trade out of the first round like they always do. They're going to collect picks for the second and third round.
Yeah, they can do all that all they want. Now that Tom Brady's gone, it'll never work again.
Nope.
Not once will it ever work again.
Bill's going to bill.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but this offseason was different from the Patriots. They bought everyone. I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah, they brought back Cam.
But they bought everyone else, too.
Who do they buy?
Literally every free agent there was, the Patriots bought them, and it's shocking because you never see that happen there. Go through that list.
Yeah,
It is
They
true. I think
signed
it was like
James White.
they spent more money in the offseason this year than the previous 5 or 10 years or something.
Combined.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something crazy.
They got offensive tackle Trent Brown from Vegas.
Yep.
Offensive tackle Marcus Cannon. Tight end Ryan Izzo. And then they got Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and defensive lineman Henry Anderson.
Didn't they get
Montravius Adams, Dietrich Wise Jr., Cody Davis, Jalen Mills. I don't know who any of these people are.
to me,
how I
yes,
feel about
they
being
spent
right
a
now.
lot of money, but I don't like any of those players. Aguilar was on the Eagles.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, he dropped the goddamn ball, right?
Yeah, he did.
Pulled an Aguilar.
Yeah, he did.
Hunter Henry's
Hunter Henry's great.
he's not a bad player at all.
He's great. Now, that's a huge pickup, but you've already got 2 great tight ends, so I guess you're going back to that model
Well, I
again.
mean, yeah, you got to have 2 great tight ends if one of them murders people and then goes to jail and sucks dicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to plan for that. Obviously, at this point.
Hey,
Obviously.
Do you
he was
remember-
doing that before jail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, fair enough. Yeah.
The Giants, they got Jalen Waddle at 11. Patrick Surtain, the second for the Eagles here. He's great. He's probably the best corner in this draft.
In the second round?
No, in the first round at 12 to the Eagles.
There's no cornerback that I would take at 12.
Patrick Surtain is fucking amazing, dude.
He is, but they're starting to pick him apart as, the draft process usually does.
Yeah.
He I think he was I don't think there was a whole lot of targets against him this year at Alabama. Not that you really
No.
need to.
No. He's one of those guys, though, with so fear that nobody threw the ball his way.
Right.
Nobody threw the ball his way at all. The rest of the first round here is nobody really sexy until 24. Najee Harris, the running back from Alabama, going to the Steelers.
Wait, is he that great, or is it branding right?
Najee's a monster.
When you have to choose between maybe he's great, a great cornerback and one that's probably middle of the road, because what college team has two great cornerbacks, right? Very rarely.
Corners?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Bama though.
Yeah,
it's usually
Bama's-
like Bama, Georgia.
Ohio State has always got
those
great
are the
corners.
guys. Yeah, they'll have two, and then yes, every other college team will
Yeah.
just have like this one fucking guy.
So
that
is
you
it
never-
like part of the mystique then that people wouldn't throw towards him, but they just had a better option, and it wasn't about necessarily how great he was? There's a better. You don't have to be faster than the bear, just faster than the other guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, you take that national championship with Sean Wade.
Yeah.
Sean Wade was supposed to be a top 15 pick.
Yeah.
Before the game started, he said, I want to guard Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
Devonta Smith had about 225 yards against him by halftime.
Yeah, by halftime.
And I do not see Sean Wade in the first round at all anymore.
he's
in any of these mock drafts.
The other thing too is like, obviously he's a freak athlete, but like, how hard is it to be a cornerback at Alabama, right? So the ball's getting 90% of the games, the ball's getting like thrown maybe in your direction by a terrified quarterback who's already like getting chased by monster defensive linemen.
Yeah.
They're down like 15 point. I mean, it's just, unless they're playing against Clemson.
Well, one of the last two games of the year, maybe the conference championship as well.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
You're playing on fucking easy mode
Yeah.
for 3/4 of the season.
CBS has Sean Wade going 161st to the Bills.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is round...
The last one, I believe. Oh,
90?
no, it's round 5.
Yeah, 5.
Another notable name.
Why leave then? He had another year.
Where do they have Richie Grant?
I don't know about Richie Grant, but I know Travis Etienne, the guy you were just talking about. They've got him going at the top of the second here to the New York Jets.
They got
Etienne.
They got Richie Grant going 48th to the Raiders.
Okay,
That's
second round.
2. Yeah.
UCF bet. UCF great. Yeah.
The Falcons at 35. Gregory Rousseau. Jesus Christ, man. I hope that doesn't happen. Tune in, because if this shit pops off, man, it's going to be a fucking long night for daddy.
Now there's a lot. Now you start seeing, once you get out of the lottery, a lot more of these bigger dudes. Pay from Michigan, their edge rusher. Although I think he waited too long to come out. He should have came out last year. To be honest, he's going to go to. They think he's going to go to Minnesota.
Man, I
don't know.
love the Jags second round pick that
Who's
they
that?
got projected here. Kadarius Toney out of Florida, going one spot ahead of ETN to the Jets. He will die there.
Yeah.
Dude, Tony's the shit. Tony is like a slot receiver that played running back kind of like half the time in a weird like situation.
Yeah. Do we overrate the Florida guys though? Since Jake is like a massive Florida fan.
Yeah, I mean that's always part of it. But dude, like, I mean, I've watched Tony play against Missouri for a couple of years, and he's always just like, he's like ETN when he touches the ball, and you're just like, how are you so fucking fast?
Shit, where's Kyle Trask now after that fucking bowl game?
Oh fuck.
Boy. Probably 5th or 6th.
98.
Oh, really?
To the Saints.
That's not terrible.
Yeah.
That's third round.
Yeah.
That's third round. That's not awful.
I mean, this is the first year that the Dolphins draft picks that they sold everybody for are really gonna start
Fins up.
coming.
Correct.
Through. I mean,
Yeah.
Fins up.
the CBS one has them taking Najee Harris in the second round with one of their other picks, and then they're probably gonna get that tight end, and they have 2 other first round picks as well.
Well, they have to trade up to get the tight end, because I don't think that tight end will be there past 4.
Well, I mean, if Atlanta trades out, that's the only team that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Probably, is the Dolphins, because they're the ones that can maneuver picks the best. But Jalen Phillips, the edge rusher from Miami, is really good. They're going to get him in later in the first round, and then towards the end, that's their 2 first round picks. Then they get Najee Harris. Adding Harris and the best tight end prospect in decades is pretty good for your team, to be honest. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the only odd thing again is building a team around Tua. Just seems intuitive.
I don't think that's what they're doing.
What do you think they're going to do with
I
that
think
kid?
I think he's a fucking placeholder until they can build this team. Why in the Christ would you fucking get that guy, man, and expect him to be a great NFL quarterback?
Why did
It's
they
not
draft
gonna
him at 3 or whatever the fuck it was?
Because I mean, who else were they going to draft then? You have to have somebody to throw out on the field. You can't play the game without a quarterback. You got to have one.
Fitzpatrick is fine. He's
Fitzpatrick
a fine
is
game
75 years
manager.
old, and it's not.
He had a great season.
He's
though.
about
yeah,
to
for
start
sure.
for the
He's going to
Washington
start
football
this
team,
year
yeah.
for Washington.
He
Yeah.
absolutely he should have started all season last year for Miami too.
Yeah.
Tua never should have sniffed the field, but he's old, is what I mean, and he's probably going to get hurt at some point, right? That body's not going to hold up forever. He's taken some hits over the years. So
Yeah.
they had to get a young quarterback in there. What are they going to do? Go get some random free agent? Fans would have been mad about that. You can sell some tickets for the next 2 or 3 years, draft your fucking people, sign a couple of free agents in 24, and get a real quarterback, and then that is a really good team.
Fitzpatrick should be a mercenary that you can sign to a 10-day contract. Yeah. It just goes from team to team.
How funny would that be if you had 10-day contracts in the fucking NFL? That would be amazing.
You just pick up a system. It's like, we need a quarterback for this game, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
If you were able to do that, that'd be the coolest shit.
I mean, I feel like a edge rusher could easily do that. What do you need? You don't need to know anything.
No,
you just go fucking run at people all
Yeah.
day. Yeah, that should be every edge rusher should have like it's like when a pitcher bets on himself, or I'm just taking a 1-year contract so I can get a better deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like just take 10-day contract after 10-day contract. By the end of the season, there'll be some teams paying you ungodly amounts of money for that one game.
Is this you trying to justify somebody signing Alden Smith?
Oh, no.
No one's signing him anymore.
He's going
No.
to jail today, so.
There was a warrant out for his
They
arrest.
just
right?
issued a warrant.
Yeah, battery in near New Orleans
Yep.
He also got arrested in like an airport, right?
for making a bomb threat.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. That
That's what you
happens.
wanna do, yeah.
That happens.
Does it?
Is today the day that the Boston Marathon is? Because this Red Sox game is already over with, and it's
Today is the day that the Lord is
2:45.
Was
on
it
the
the
East
first
Coast.
of a doubleheader?
No, they had a doubleheader yesterday,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
That is an early game.
The Twins and Athletics are still postponed.
I was unaware, by the way, that with the doubleheaders, they're still doing the 7-inning game thing, like Little League baseball.
Yeah.
That's a fun thing.
Salvador Perez had a walk-off homer in the 7th.
I'm like, why are they celebrating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they all on the field?
It's like, this Royals team just gets hyped.
The 7th inning. So is that permanent?
I guess moving forward.
Why not?
It's a COVID thing, but
everything's up for grabs this coming off season, I believe.
But it's kind of the thing where like baseball fans are, they don't like change, but until they actually see it. So this is kind of like a reason for them to see it. They just have an excuse now. It's like, it's COVID.
I guess. To me, man, that is just fucking garbage town USA.
Is Jacksonville going to be a good team with Trevor Lawrence?
No. They're gonna win maybe 4 games. Their ceiling, maybe.
I think they could win 6 games,
I don't
6
know.
or 7 games.
That division.
The Colts.
The Colts and Titans are good, but the Texans are going to be shit. I mean, who knows? We don't
Yeah.
even know who's going to be playing.
Maybe
for
2
them.
wins
Right.
there. Maybe they split.
The Texans legitimately, might have less than 3 wins this year.
And if there's
Texans might go winless.
if there's one quarterback that I believe who can come in and just win 6 or 7 games, it's probably him.
If
right?
he can stay upright, yeah.
He's a fucking big dude, man.
Yeah, well, it's not a. There's bigger dudes trying to knock his ass out.
He's
you know what I
for
mean?
sure like the.
He's the
most-
biggest quarterback I've seen in real life.
He's
I think.
the most like can't miss prospect, I guess, since like Andrew Luck. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew got sacked 27 times in only 9 games last year.
Yeah. Well, Garner, he runs around a lot. Best Instagram on the planet, by the way.
That's 48 sacks on the season. You would expect over a course.
Gardner's
going
to be in the league for a while.
As far as
a backup.
Gardner's Instagram, it's great. Yeah, he set himself up for a nice clipboard Jesus sitch
2.0.
for the rest of his life, and that's not bad at all.
No,
make
you want that
millions
Chase
of
Daniel
dollars.
life.
Yeah, you make millions of dollars.
Alex Moran. Don't play me, dude.
Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, Mizzou
Yeah.
is back up you.
He's still playing. He's still playing. I want to bring up something that you predicted, Hot Bob, and give you a little credit here. The #1 high school recruit in the nation committed to Gonzaga today. You called this.
White boy.
Yep.
Jalen Suggs' high school teammate also.
Oh.
So
Yeah, because Minnesota connection. Yeah.
You said that they would start getting the top recruits after
Wait,
doing
so a white
shit like
kid
this.
goes-
White
Top
kid
recruit?
is the college basketball's top recruit.
he's being compared to like Kristaps Porzingis type of guy. He's kind of so. I guess you could say a Kristaps kind of Kevin Durant type player, but since he's white, we'll call him Kristaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's essentially like a big dude who can shoot it
Yep.
How does he move?
pretty well.
Is he strong? I mean, like
He's pretty skinny.
yeah,
Yeah,
his name's
those-
Chet,
really
by
skinny.
the way.
Yeah, his name's Chet.
Chet Holmgren. Super white, by the way. Super
Wow.
white.
I mean, that's an extremely Minnesota name, Chet Holmgren.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Big time, yeah.
that's what you
Is
expect.
that where he's from, Minnesota?
Yeah. Yeah, he played with Jalen Suggs and he committed. I think Suggs was there at his commitment, whatever. But yeah, man, Gonzaga's gonna do this thing now where they go. They're never gonna be Kentucky. They don't want to do the Kentucky thing, where they get just an
One
NBA,
and done, yeah.
a team of NBA rookies.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they did last year essentially, and have a 5-star supplementing their like 4-star roster.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the same school keeps producing like the top 5 guys, yeah, in Minnesota, that's crazy. Just keep running that back. Same school.
That's ridiculous.
Have
Although
that pipeline.
Dude, these schools are weird like that because once it starts, it really does like snowball. There's a school
Yes.
in St. Louis. It's a private Catholic school called Chaminade. David Lee, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, all out of that same fucking school.
Yeah, LeBron put his kid
David
in.
Lee, that left-handed
what's
dude
the
that used to
school
play for
LeBron's
the
kid
Warriors?
plays for?
Yeah.
The school that LeBron's kid plays for is in Santa Monica.
Okay, but like it's him, Dwayne Wade's kid. Just
Well,
like,
it's
That's
just
not like
because they're
it's
rich.
not like
but-
Mater D, is it?
No, it's not
Okay.
Mater D. But Mater D is the other one for football. Who?
Yeah, I know Mater D is a big football school.
Shit, man, you go there for football, and then there's that Oak Academy for
Oak Hill.
Oak Hill Academy.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
then
what did
they get all the
where did
basketball players.
LeBron go?
St. Vincent's.
St. Vincent, same area.
That's
Yeah.
not a powerhouse.
It's not a
though.
powerhouse.
No,
at all.
but it was just local, right?
Yeah, local, free, public. LeBron's kids are going to arguably the most expensive private school in the nation. So,
Nice. Yeah, Minnehaha Academy. So this is clearly some sort of
Minnehaha.
yeah, Minnehaha.
Yeah, big fan of their work.
So it's a private school for sure. Private Christian school. So I mean, that's the type of thing too, where you're just going to get kids going in there, and these high schools like just recruit without recruiting.
No, they do recruit.
They've been doing this for years. This happened to me. I went to Cardinal Gibbons High School. There was one in North Carolina and one in Florida. They just bust kids around whatever sport they wanted to play.
This kid jumps pretty well.
By the way, I'm living in it right now. I was unfamiliar like how crazy high school athletics were in Texas, obviously, because
He handles the ball well, too.
I hadn't lived here. There has been multiple parents that are preparing to move their children to like Travis and some other high schools as they get older, if they are good
Just
enough.
ship your kids down to IGM. And,
Dude, that's not even the
Florida.
most fucked up part. My wife grew up in Dallas, and like they still do this to an extent, but
IMG, I'm
it was bigger back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Kids would like purposely stay back a year so that they could start in football.
Red
Oh,
shirting.
it's still a
that's
thing.
still going on.
Yeah.
Red shirting your kids is what it's
Except
called. Yeah.
fucking high school. So
Yeah.
you just got a 19-year-old
Well,
hanging out around high school.
that extra year, dude, is so much more development. Like,
Yeah. And you also, the girls
yeah.
are now too young for you to date. That's weird, right?
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
You do that PG year at one of the academies as well, and then you're almost 20 years old going to your freshman year of college.
Boy.
Yeah, it's weird. This guy's this Holmgren kid. He handles the ball really well, and he's pretty quick.
Yeah.
For a giant dude. We'll see if his legs hold up. He
He's-
needs to put
yeah.
on like 25 pounds of
Yeah.
muscle.
It's,
That's
a-
every
it's
high
actually
school kid, though.
It's
Yeah.
interesting how skinny he is because he's a 5-star number 1 rated player. I don't know how the fuck, like looking at his body right now, I don't know how the fuck he would be in the NBA next year.
I don't know how he played with a mask on during those high school games. Jesus Christ. Speaking of a weak leg, Durant got hurt again. That's the same body. He's like a stick figure.
Yeah, but Durant
Yeah, but
went
he's
years
much bigger
without
than he
getting
was in
hurt.
college. Yeah.
Yeah.
Durant went like 12 years before he really got a huge injury, right?
Now
well, he had
it's-
he had a foot injury before, right?
Yeah, I had a couple foot
Yeah.
injuries.
But the one now, that's gonna take a while to come back from.
It's a leg contusion, is what they're saying.
Well,
so
that's just a bruise.
Yeah, once the Achilles goes, nobody really comes back from that at all.
Well, there's
Ever.
one guy,
Dominique, right?
Dominic Wilkins.
That was the only person
He came back dunking even harder.
smashing people.
Yeah, I think they put like cheetah ligaments in his legs or something.
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe was pretty much done. He was older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins was pretty much done. Is done.
Is done. Yeah, he got hurt
Is
again.
done.
didn't he?
Yeah, all
Right.
your spring and your power off your toes comes from your Achilles. Put so much stress there. You just can't quite move the same way anymore.
Did you put a Allen Iverson bobblehead there?
No, that's mine.
Yeah. Oh, it is yours.
Yeah, that's mine.
Where?
Right in front of
Well, that's-
Giorgio.
yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Right in front of Giorgio.
Why?
Look, we're Allen Iverson fans. That guy got that jersey,
Yeah,
by the
Hector
way.
Munoz got that jersey.
I love
Hector.
Allen Iverson. I like how he didn't care about practice,
At all.
Right.
right? But clearly practiced, right? Because he's one of the best point guards of all time.
Right. He didn't end up like being J.R. Smith, right?
Yeah,
where he has all the physical gifts, but then just jacks it all
J.R.
off.
Smith, I feel like, is probably high most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
because there was that fucking game against the Warriors, there was too much time. If it was like a second and he was like, oh shit, and then passed the ball or took a shot or something like that, that'd be one thing. But it was like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
3 or 4 actually, because he dribbled out of the paint.
Yeah, they were playing a game at 21. He had to take it back behind the line.
Like he forgot where he was or something. Maybe that malice at the palace rocked his brain a little bit.
Who knows?
Yeah, did he get hit? I don't know.
Who knows? To me, when Iverson was in Philadelphia, it felt like when Vic was in Atlanta. Like there was
Well, they're
just
from the same area, so yeah,
two exciting
same
players who were just murdering people, and it was a blast.
No, one was dogs.
Dogs, yes, there you go. And the other one was people.
Yes.
was people. So
Well, he didn't murder anybody with that
Figuratively,
chair.
one figuratively murdered, the other literally
That's true.
murdered.
Allen Iverson did not murder anybody in high school with that chair in that bowling alley, okay?
that's true. Hey,
Nobody died.
nobody did die. No, nobody did, or did they? Who knows? I'm sure half of those guys are dead now.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, just from other life shit, not necessarily
Right.
basketball.
Right.
Such as?
All COVID. All COVID.
All COVID-related deaths.
Yep.
All COVID-related deaths. Look, we think this is going to be a new show for us, this Monday morning recap where we go over the weekend. Let us know your thoughts on it. I'd rather enjoy it because there's so much shit that goes on throughout the week that this is fun. I enjoy it. And then, Giorgio, you'll be doing the Friday Night Fights show, right?
Yeah, me and old handsome Dan over there. I'm gonna cut the camera to him now. Yeah, we'll be doing that Friday night fight show. These Monday morning recaps, and judging by the number of people in the chat, you guys like this.
Yeah. Look, I'm down, man. I think it's fun. Let's do more.
I don't like.
I say let's do more.
I don't like any of you people.
In the chat?
No, you.
Oh, all of us in general, yeah.
You never have, Dan.
No,
this is not changed
this
at all.
This is nothing new. I
Right.
wasn't trying to like give out some groundbreaking information here. I'm
Just an
restating
update.
the fact that I still don't like any of you assholes.
How do you feel having the second best beard on that side of the table?
Oh, it's getting big over there.
It's getting
isn't
fit.
it?
It's Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he's getting very Fitzpatrick.
No, he called himself White Harden the other day, which,
that's right,
which I
yes.
liked a lot.
Yeah, but I've seen you without a beard. You look normal. James Harden without a beard, it's horrifying.
Well, we don't know if James Harden has a chin, so.
no, he doesn't. Have you seen his college
Yeah,
pictures?
at Arizona State,
it's
yeah.
rough, man. It does not look good.
Is he the only person to beat Jake Paul? Because he doesn't have a chin.
Who?
Harden.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Punch beard all day?
That's some of those slap guys. They had too much beard, couldn't land.
No,
a good
the guys
slap.
that really do that shit for those guys were a couple
They were
of
faking,
knuckleheads.
yeah.
The guys that really do it, they have like chalk on their hands to make sure their hand doesn't slip off, and it just gets. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck that shit.
Aren't they tied together too? Like, isn't like their other arms like
no, it's
strapped?
like it's a arm wrestling bench that has the handle on your non-dominant side, right? That you hold on to, and then you would do like this instead of arm wrestling. They're just slapping each other, but man, it is fucking way more violent.
It
They
is
should have.
awesome. Yeah.
Why didn't they just get the real guys?
Yeah, just get 2 Russians.
Get that one dude that's always knocking people the fuck out.
Hey, I think they will probably for the next one because
They
it was
should,
entertaining
yeah.
as shit.
That was the only thing about that whole performance that I cared about.
If you're going to get another NBA player, though, run out James Johnson, who can actually fight.
Maybe get somebody who's younger than Ric Flair and then knows what's happening around him.
Rick did
You
not
what I
know
mean?
what was going on.
No, he had no idea what was happening.
idea.
I don't mean like he's got dementia or anything. I mean he was like, what
might.
is this?
yeah, it honestly looked more like dementia. to me.
Well, he almost died, 9 times already?
Well,
so.
don't bring it up in an interview, please.
Yeah, you did that.
Please
How'd that
don't.
work out for you?
Not well.
Wait, you asked Ric Flair about
We opened the interview about him just being like an immortal and like surviving all these plane crashes. He was struck by lightning multiple times and everything, and it just went super
he was
south.
struck by lightning?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Multiple times.
Multiple times.
The woo is actually not voluntary.
We got a ticketing website, drinkinbrostickets.com. So I think at the end of these shows, we will just announce all of the Drinkin' Bros who are buying tickets out there and enjoying their life by going to games. Monte Milwitz, Zachary Schroeder, Jacob Kruger, Rusty Jensen, Kevin Burke, Cody Lewis. Cody Lewis is going to Joe Rogan. I didn't know Joe Rogan's in Houston, May 14th.
Yeah, I mean it's not too far for him. Drive down, do some shows.
Is he doing the big arena, the big boy arena?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm guessing he is. He probably didn't do much more less than that.
No.
What, where the Rockets play? Toyota? There's no way he's doing NRG.
Not NRG, but maybe Toyota.
Maybe.
Gabrielle Walker, Vincent Bodiger,
Who are these names?
Royce Fletcher, Christopher Thompson. These are all Drinkin' Bros who've purchased tickets to sporting events around the nation from drinkinbrostickets.com, which is finally up and going now that we're starting to get capacity back at most of these venues.
Yeah, Benny said that he was going to settle up with us in Dallas, and I told him to settle up with my nuts.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how I phrased it, but something like that.
I've got a call with him right after this for a suite for the Rangers game, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
I'm
going to
get on the
be
horn with him.
Friday. Everybody's good on Friday.
Correct. So we will be in Dallas. More important, I guess, Arlington. That's where the actual stadium is.
For baseball, yeah, it's Arlington.
For baseball. So, well, the Cowboy Stadium's right across the street.
Yeah.
May 7th, we will have a suite at the Rangers game. And then May 8th, we will be at the Canelo fights.
Yeah, sweet.
A suite as well.
Zach and Cody, sweet life.
And I think we're going to try to do a live show Friday afternoon somewhere. So we'll let you guys know where that is as well.
These two stupid fucks won't be there because this one wants to see his parents for the first time in 2 years or some dumb shit like that. And he's got a wife.
Well, no, he's on a baby moon.
We're going on a baby moon.
Oh, God damn. That
So
makes me
I'll
so
be-
mad to know that that's even a thing. It makes me angry.
Look, I'm a 21st century man, and I'm fine with staying in a hotel at a resort and rubbing my wife's stomach in scented oils for the
Yeah,
weekend.
you could do that
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's more special.
Isn't
with
it
the-
dangerous to travel? Which she's going to be like 6 months
Are
pregnant.
you,
then,
you're
right?
driving, right?
She's like 5 months pregnant.
You're driving, right?
Right now she's 5. No, she'll be 5. She's 3 months now.
No,
right?
she's in her 4th.
She's in her 4th
she's-
now, and this is
She'll be
2 weeks
yeah,
from now.
yeah.
It's dude, I don't look this stuff up. She's the one that checks those
Hey, if
boxes.
she says it's okay, she's responsible.
Yeah.
for all that.
This
I
isn't
don't
even
want-
isn't even my child yet.
Just to rub it. I mean, you guys are going to miss a suite at the Rangers game and at the Canelo fights, and we're going with Chuck Liddell. We're trying to get Chuck to throw out the opening pitch at the Rangers game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out.
Oh, wow. It's going to be sad that I'm going to miss that and not be able to film that.
You will actually be there.
Oh, for the Rangers game?
Yeah,
If you want.
both.
Oh, I thought I was going to be here studio Friday night giving you guys the Friday Night Fight Show, which we also have an amazing UFC card on. So we're going to be doing double dipping just like we did last
Why don't-
time with the
why don't-
Canelo
Correct.
fight and the UFC.
So what we were planning on doing is doing a live show with you that Friday, so you could do the UFC card as well as Dan and I give our predictions for the Canelo fights.
Well, guess who's going to the Rangers game, everybody?
Correct.
Why don't we just do it
Correct.
Saturday morning with Chuck?
We could if he'll be. Yeah. Oh
he's
yeah. You want to do
coming
that?
in Friday, yeah.
Shit. All right.
What do you think about that,
Yeah. Do you want to do
George
that? You want to go live?
Yeah, we can go live Saturday morning instead of Friday night as long as my bookie's cool and letting us
They don't
give those
care.
predictions in then.
Having Chuck on the show will make up for it not being on Friday.
No, they'll be fine with it for sure. It's the day of.
Yeah.
All right, well, come get those sweet odds from me
Yeah,
and
you're
Chuck
gonna-
Liddell on Saturday morning,
Yes.
and we're all going to make some money that we lost this weekend.
Yes. That'll be fun.
Chuck was at the Jake Paul fight. If you guys didn't see, he fucking FaceTimed us in the middle. That's how exciting that shit was.
Well-
he was FaceTiming me in the middle of it.
He had
It-
4 hours to kill
but it
between
was-
fights.
No, it was in the middle
during-
of a fight.
Yeah, it was in the middle of one of the fights.
Well, it's
so-
before his hip exploded, right?
Yeah.
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 Fucking guy. What the fuck is going on with that guy?
And then April 30th, we will be in Louisville, Dan and I, for the Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
We'll be setting up a meet and greet at a bar that Friday night somewhere. And then Dan and I will be live from the Kentucky Derby. We'll also do a show in the morning with our predictions for the Kentucky Derby.
My
in
prediction
our
is that
suits.
I'm going to fucking black out, man. I
Our
don't know.
suits
I don't know
are-
anything about horses.
Yeah, who's your favorite horse this year?
Yeah.
Ross.
Me, the one with
He's
4
He's
legs.
a 5-star recruit.
The four-legger.
You just get a bunch of mint juleps. And my favorite part about blacking out at the Kentucky Derby is all the mint juleps come in commemorative cups.
Yeah.
They do.
Like commemorative glasses.
Yeah.
Like nice ones, too. So you look down after a while and you're just tripping over like 12 glasses of like mint juleps that you just left under your shitty seat. And
Yeah.
I don't
time.
know that I want to say the word mint julep that many times because hearing
sure
you
don't.
say it, just those few, has really it's upset me.
So, Fake Dan, I actually go your route on all the Kentucky Derbies. I usually bet it every single year, but I always take the underdogs.
Take some juice.
I take the highest odds, correct.
It's 50 to 1.
It is
some of them
usually
are-
paid off, yeah.
Some of them are way higher than 50 to 1.
Hey, do you remember you
Yeah,
and I
in San
went?
Antonio,
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Which,
That guy was
disgusting
50 to 1. He was.
It was,
Yeah.
I think it was 63 to 1 actually, and the guy,
They
he actually lost, but the one
Because
guy,
of the replay.
Yeah, the guy that won got DQ'd for something, and there was a guy standing right next to us who bet the second place when that actually ended up winning.
It was
I don't know how much money he won, but it was probably if he put down, it was 63 to 1, so he made a bunch of money.
He said he put down 100, so he won $6,300, and that guy lost his fucking
he
mind
lost
at the track.
Yeah.
So that's what we typically do. So that's what I'll be doing that day. However, I will always sprinkle on whoever Bob Baffert has. To be honest with you.
To be honest, I have a
usually
system
wins.
for betting based on horse penis size, and it hasn't failed me yet.
Jack Donaghy.
Yeah, 30 Rock, 30 Rock deep cut
You
there.
can't fucking slip one past me. It's never going to happen, dude. I told you. This has been going on for a year.
True story, though. We have access to the paddocks. We get to see the horses and shit because of where we're sitting.
So we could see their dicks.
Yes.
That's what
So
you're saying.
I guarantee you, Dan will be able to send you a horse dick pic
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to...
before the Derby goes off. For real.
All right. Me and Derek White and a couple of our buddies got kicked out of Busch Gardens one time for peeing on a bunch of stuff. And me and my other buddy, West, were jabbing the Clydesdale's dick with a stick. And then his dick got hard. And there was kids all around. We're just drunk as fuck laughing our ass off, poking his horse cock.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, sir, we need to leave. We're like, cool. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Derek was in he was in like American flag Ranger panties and a blonde mullet wig or some shit like that. Jean shorts over the Ranger panties. I don't remember what all he had going on, but it was pretty nice.
Yeah, I have a similar story at the Cat in the Hat ride in Universal. So,
Yeah.
You want to fucking tell the story?
Yeah, you're going to tell the story or no?
What animal's
Statute of
penis were you
limitations
poking?
whatever Dr. Seuss came up with, those kind of animals, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, like a Lorax or some shit? Fuck that.
How did they catch you?
That's not even a real dick.
Oh, they just kicked us off the ride and then booted us off property.
Yeah. Proud of you.
Derek was fucking walking down hills. I don't know if you've ever been to a Busch Gardens before, but it's all landscaped really nicely and stuff.
Yes,
So
yes,
he
it
just
is.
walked down one of those little hills that goes towards the fence from where, and there's a bathroom right there, but there's a line. He goes, oh, hell no, man. He just fucking like went down the grass and like, people could still, like they're right there.
Yeah.
People are 10 feet from you. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Well, it turned out to not be fine.
No.
And then our squad leader at the time, Chris Schubert, punched a hole through a fence because some fucking security guard was giving Derek a little bit too much lip. Like, Chris was like, look, I'll handle it. These are my guys. I'll handle it. And the guy was like, all right, fuck. And Chris finally said, shut the fuck up. And he punched a hole through the fence. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Bill Schofield is saying he'd go to the Derby, but hotels are about 100x.
I bet.
They are. We got ours in advance. However, if you go to drinkinbrostickets.com, tickets are cheap, man. They're only like $70.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the
there's
Derby
only
and
gonna
just
be
get
like
fucked up.
20,000 people there, right?
30, yeah.
30?
30,000.
That's manageable.
Yes, and you can get trashed all day there. I mean, it's a great event.
I mean, I could do that anywhere.
yeah.
But
yeah.
it's hopefully the weather holds up. I don't know what it's like in Louisville that time of year. It's probably pretty warm, right?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Nice usually, unless it
Because we are not
rains.
underhang. Like,
Well, I don't. I'm only the clothes that I'll have on. That'll be the only time I ever have them on.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
They will go in the garbage as soon as that
We
fucking
got
shows
two
up.
of the worst suits of all time, and it'll
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Yeah. What did Jesse get a matching one?
They haven't decided, but they got these crazy, like, enormous hats that are way too big.
Who's
so.
they?
Her and Ashley, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, Nick.
they got them, yeah.
Did Nick get a stupid suit?
So here's the thing. I showed Nick our suits,
Yeah.
and he said, that's a little much for me.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a
that's
Florida
little-
man.
Yeah. So he got something.
Get the fuck out of here, Nick.
He got something similar, but he goes, "Look, I got something. His is hot pink, but you get because yours has actual horseshoes all over it.
Well,
mine is roses.
Pictures of horseshoes.
Yeah. Mine
It's not
is,
actual
roses.
horseshoes. It's like I'm walking around clanging and shit.
That's what
That'd be weird.
Lady Gaga might be there with that.
She
on.
might be, yeah.
Be great. We'll find out. Either way, fun show. Let's do this again next Monday. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Down to clown.
Yeah. And Fitzpatrick, when's that beard coming off?
I don't know. One day.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I feel it.
I wouldn't do it.
Very impulsive.
Wait.
It'll be an
There-
impulsive decision.
Wait.
There'll be no thought put
Speaking
into
of
it.
impulsive decisions.
Oh shit.
Giorgio, your hair needs some
Yeah, it's still
updating.
not blonde. What happened?
I've
working on it.
I've made an appointment. Austin Talley has scheduled me with a fine young lady who will be dyeing my hair and eyebrows.
Why are
And,
you spending money on this? Just do it yourself.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard. I wouldn't recommend doing
Well,
blonde.
Do you know how
yourself.
dark my hair is? If
I know.
put this in
You
myself,
can't,
nothing
man.
would
It's
happen.
too hard.
It'll
Yeah.
just go orange. And also, you have to, the beard line. You don't want to fuck that up and look like an asshole, dude. You don't
Yeah.
have leopard streaks down the side of your face.
Do you?
Or do I?
Well, maybe.
Blonde is hard with that much black hair. You've got to go to a professional.
Yeah, I enlisted the help of Jason Rao. He gave me some tips. You know. Shout out to Jason from Breaking Benjamin.
Of course. I got a call with Jason this afternoon. When I did it for Range 15, just a quick heads up, I was there for about 3.5 hours. I mean, it's hard, dude.
Yep, and then your hair is straw, and as soon as you get it wet, it knots together in dreadlocks.
Correct. So you
Well,
might
I mean,
want to shave it.
to be honest, your hair is always already kind of weird.
Yeah, I actually think you can pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, little do you guys know that this is actually a toupee. Like I'm bald.
Full Marv Albert.
You know it.
I like it.
Where do you think all my money goes from this show?
Wait, so when's the appointment?
What? Later this week.
Give me a day of the week, Giorgio. Stop being cagey.
By Thursday, I'll be blonde.
God damn
Okay,
it.
great. There you go.
Son of a bitch.
He
Don't,
still
you
didn't
go.
give you a day.
don't
there.
fucking play with me.
Thursday. I said Thursday.
I will
I'm
burn
playing
this
with Dan's emotions constantly.
I will burn this studio to the ground.
We got to hit up Xander. I got to get a Team Paul jumpsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look, you got to buy it. You got to support your best friend.
I should have donated the $1,000 to a charity in his name instead of actually giving it to him. I don't know why I did that.
I just said I'm going to be a member for Team Paul, so I'll just go to bat for Jake Paul and Logan Paul from here on out.
Of course. I'm going to get you that yellow jumpsuit, though, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. This was fun. The Monday morning recap show. As always, you can join us on our other shows throughout the week, but I think this might be a weekly thing. I like it. I like that a lot. For D'Anthony Hollaway, Fake Dan, Hot Bob, Giorgio, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Sports Monday morning recap. Take care, everybody.
And we're out.